Many thanks for joining us. Here are the business stories making the headlines at this hour. I am Omobolanle Adeshuyi. The Debt Management Office said on Tuesday that Nigeria's total public debt stock increased to 41.6 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2022 from 39.5 trillion naira as of December 2021. This shows an increase of 2.04 trillion naira within a period of 3 months. The public debt stock covers the total domestic and external debt of the federal government, state government, and federal capital territory. This was disclosed in a statement on Tuesday on the DMO's website. According to the DMO, the total public debt stock includes the new domestic borrowing by the federal government to partly finance the deficit in the 2022 Appropriation Act. The $1.25 billion Eurobond issued in March 2022 and disbursement by multilateral and bilateral lenders. It added that there was also increases in the debt stock of the state government and the federal capital territory. The DMO also said the total public debt to GDP is now 23.27%, which is below Nigeria's self-imposed limit of 40%. And Nigeria's import from China rose by 183.91% from 530.9 billion naira in the first quarter of 2018 to 1.51 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2022. According to the National Bureau of Statistics data on foreign trade, China is responsible for most of the imports into Nigeria. In the 5 quarters under review, China was the #1 nation in the top 10 countries. While China is responsible for the bulk of the nation's imports, exports into China is negligible, according to available data. The country was missing from the nation's top 10 exports destination in the first quarter of 2018, first quarter of 2020, and first quarter of 2022. Only in the first quarter of 2021 did China rank in the top 10 exports destinations when it ranked third with 190.1 billion naira. In the same quarter, total imports from China were put at 2.01 trillion naira. Imports from China grew across the quarters under review. In the first quarter of 2018, it was 530.9 billion naira. It grew to 979.2 billion naira in the first quarter of 2019 and 1.11 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2020. And despite the steady rise in crude oil price, the country's earnings from the commodity dropped for the 4th month. This was contained in the Central Bank of Nigeria's latest monthly economic report for January 2022. According to the CBN data, the country earned 945 billion naira in January, representing 7.8% less than the 1.024 trillion naira budgeted for the period. A breakdown of the component of oil revenue showed that no revenue accrued from crude oil and gas exports in January, the 2nd straight month the government has earned nothing from such a major income source. This is because the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, is yet to remit funds to the joint pool of the Federation account in recent months due to rising petrol subsidy claims. According to the data, revenue from petroleum profit tax and royalties, which forms the bulk of oil revenue, declined by 31% to 247 billion naira, compared to 360 billion naira the previous month, and was also below the monthly target of 277 billion naira. Capital importation into Nigeria's agriculture sector tumbled by 99.23% from $237.8 million in the 4th quarter of 2021 to $1.76 million in the first quarter of 2022. This means that there was a 99.23% decline within 3 months. This was contained in the Nigerian Capital Importation Report for the first quarter of 2022, released by the National Bureau of Statistics. President Muhammadu Buhari has always encouraged Nigerians to go back into agriculture. He has asked for the involvement of more Nigerian youth in agriculture, urging agencies involved in agriculture to further streamline their priorities in the inclusion of the youth in driving modern methods of farming. The president also said he looks forward to 2023 when he will hand over power to a new president and return to tending his farm. We'll take a break now. When we come back, more news stories. Please stay with us.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Thank you for joining us again. And now to the aviation sector, where the federal government says Nigeria Air, the country's proposed national carrier, has received the Air Transport License, ATL, to commence operation. The Federal Ministry of Aviation disclosed this on its Twitter handle. The development comes 4 years after the national carrier was first unveiled by the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika. The Aviation Ministry said, quote, "The ATL certificate has been presented to Nigerian Air. Congratulations, Nigeria Air is here and is going to provide quality service to Nigerians." End of quote. In March, Nigeria Air Limited applied to NCAA for a license to operate scheduled and non-scheduled passenger and cargo services. To provide more insight into this development, I'm joined by an aviation expert and public affairs analyst, Dr. Dayo Kayode. Good afternoon, Dr. Dayo Kayode.
Good afternoon, Nomabalali, and thanks for having me on your show this afternoon.
Is this good news, the license received by Nigeria Air? Is it good news? Is it time to celebrate? And what is in the offing for Nigerians?
Yeah, well, the other time when he went to UK to go and launch Nigerian Air too, that's how I was asked whether it is good or not. I said, well, it is not yet Uhuru until when we see our own national carrier flying in the air, because what Sirika have been doing since he got to that ministry seems as if you don't get your priorities right before talking. Yes, you have gotten that license. When I was reading it again, has it gotten the one from the NCAA? No. Like the managing director of the airline was saying that one is even more difficult to collect. Let us now see how long it will take them to collect that one.